suing him because what happened at this hunting lodge.
Correct. A friend of mine was sleeping on the couch. He painted his face with glitter and painted his toenails.
Well, then they dropped their pants. So I took pictures.
Oh my God, you wake up to a guy mooning and exposing his genitalia. Your first instinct is to go and grab a camera?
He started making racist comments. He told me that Hitler didn't finish his job.
It was done in a joking way.
You thought you were gonna have a Dick Cheney experience and you end up with Mel Gibson, right? There's only one person who decides the truth here. I do. I went to law school to fight for causes that I believed in.
Johnny Glick is suing hunting lodge owners Mike and Pat Diven for $1,850 for a refund on their weekend hunting trip. Johnny claims Mike was a horrible host who got drunk and hurled racist slurs at his friend Elliot Barat, while Mike's equally drunken wife put glitter and underwear on a sleeping hunter's head. Mike says the plaintiffs took his humorous comments the wrong way, and Pat says it was the hunters who sexually harassed her. Find out who's right in the case of the hunters were harassed.
Okay, Mr. Glick, I understand you are here suing Mr. Diven for $1,850. The cost of a hunting trip gone awry, as well as certain attorney's fees you've had to spend in order to collect those monies. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay, and Mr. Diven, you're saying you don't owe them any money and that, in fact, they misbehaved at your hunting lodge.
Correct, yes.
Is that right? Okay, tell me how it was that you ended up at this hunting lodge. What was this trip about?
It's a group of people, of friends that we put together every year, and of course this one year, last year, the group was a little small, so they asked could they bring their friends.
How big or small a group are you talking about?
15.
15, okay. And what was your arrangement with Mr. Diven?
We gave a $3,000 deposit before. Yeah. When everybody arrived, I received all the money, checks, everything else. To make it convenient for Mr. Diven, I wrote him a $2,250 check.
Okay, but anyway, he was paid in full.
It was paid in full.
So the fact you are suing, as I understand it, just so that I can clarify this, you are suing him because some of your guys were unhappy with what happened at this hunting lodge.
Correct.
And they said, we're not paying. And so you are suing him because basically you are saying you drove them away, right?
Correct.
Okay, Mr. Diven, tell me about it. You own a hunting lodge?
Yes.
In Texas?
In Texas.
Dick Cheney ever been there?
No, ma'am. Close.
All right. So tell me what you had a deal for $350. You could get a hunt and beer and wine. What did you say? And food and
Right.
And beverage?
What it consists of is a 2-day hunt, like from Friday noon to Sunday noon.
Yeah.
You get 4 hunts, you get 6 meals, you get 2 nights of lodging, you get soda water, ice, cold beer, and open bar.
An open bar?
Yes, ma'am.
And a hunting lodge?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that common?
Yes, ma'am. In
Or are
Texas
you-
it is.
In Texas it is? No wonder Dick Cheney had that problem. I actually thought you weren't supposed to drink and hunt. That drinking and being around guns was not a good thing. Don't they know that in Texas?
It's not, but Dick Cheney, he said he wasn't drinking either, so.
That's what he said, huh? Right, that's what he said. But apparently you're telling me this is what happens in Texas.
Well, this is after the hunt. This is when we have a steak meal, and the bar is there. We do not make their drinks. If they want a drink, they make
You
a
provide
drink.
an open bar, they can drink all they want.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and is that what happened?
Basically, that's what happens. Some people do start drinking before they hunt.
And they go out hunting after they've had something.
It's highly recommended not to.
Highly recommended. I would think it should be obligatory. Only a stupid person.
But it should be enforced by the person that has the lodge.
It should be enforced by the lodge owner, the one who's in charge of the hunt, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And supervised.
And supervised, because you must know that drinking and guns don't mix.
They don't mix.
Okay, let's get to the event here at this lodge. What was the name of the lodge?
Divin, D-I-V-I-N, hunting lodge.
Divin Hunting Lodge. And what is it that you hunt for there?
Dove, quail, deer, hogs,
Varmints.
And what?
Varmints.
And varmints?
Varmints.
bobcats, and coyotes.
Okay, anyway, what happened? So you paid $350 for 15 guys, you tell me, to go on this trip?
To break it down, I made a deposit, a $3,000 deposit. I showed up a day early. After, I'd say probably 2 o'clock, we started having people show up with my parties. Friday evening, we hunted. And,
Okay,
you know,
so tell me what happened that night.
well, I was not in the area where they had a problem, but after everybody got done eating, several of them wanted to play poker inside the lodge, and I was outside just talking, communicating,
Yeah,
having
get to the
fun.
point, okay? Vamos al grano. You know
All
what
right.
that means in Spanish?
Somebody
Vamos
came out-
al grano. Wait, hear me.
Yes, ma'am.
Vamos al grano. You know what that means?
No, ma'am.
Get to the point.
All right.
Okay, make a long story short for me. I don't have all day.
Some people come outside, let me know that there were some problems at the poker table.
Okay.
Within probably 30 minutes later, found out that somebody had made some racist slurs at the
And who
at the
was playing
table.
poker?
I was not in there. I know it was with Mr. Divin and my witness here.
Okay. Sir, you are
Elliot Barat.
Barat,
I'm from
okay.
Cleveland, Ohio. I'm not from Texas.
Okay.
I have a friend that I've known since 1971 who lives in Texas.
Okay.
He invited me to this particular hunt. From the minute we arrived there, both Mr. and Mrs. Divin were extremely intoxicated. After dinner, he asked whether anyone would want to play some cards.
Excuse me, let me ask you something, Mr. Divin. Were you intoxicated that night?
No, Judge.
Do you drink?
Yes.
What? What do you drink?
Beer, liquor.
Okay. And so you're telling me, and were you drinking that night?
I was drinking later after when we played cards. I
And
played
was-
cards with them.
Okay. And do you drink too?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And were you drunk that night?
No, I was not.
All right. Okay. But he's saying you were drunk. But in any event, what happened at the poker table?
Mr. Divin said, who would like to play poker? I think there was 4 or 5 of us that said, that'd be fine. So we sat down, we started playing poker. My best friend, who I've known for years, we started talking a little bit, and he mentioned, didn't Rosh Hashanah just pass? And I said, no, matter of fact, it was Yom Kippur. Those are Jewish holidays.
I happen to know I'm married to a Jew.
Okay.
Here we go.
And at that point in time, Mr. Divin turned to me and said, are you a Jew? And I said, I'm Jewish. Do you have a problem with that? He said, no problem. We proceeded to play. He started making racist comments against African Americans, against Jews, and against Mexicans, and they were bad.
And what kind of comments?
He
By the
told
way,
me-
I'm
he-
Cuban.
he
You know,
told me-
I'm Latin American.
Your Honor, he told me that Hitler didn't finish his job, and I was about ready to go over and just jump on the table. And then he said, after another game that I won, he said, I put Jews in the same categories as Spicks and
Coming up on Judge Maria Lopez.
Did you use racially derogatory terms?
Jew is the only thing that I said. It was done in a joking way.
You thought you were going to have a Dick Cheney experience, and you end up with Mel Gibson, right?
And then,
Mrs. Divin had done something to a friend of mine. She painted his face, put her underwear on his head, and painted his toenails.
Well, then they dropped their pants. So I took pictures.
Oh, my God.
Glick and fellow hunter Elliot